Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey. I'm going to do a quick shout out to our Patreon and PayPal supporters. Our financial supporters help us put the show together. If you thought about how can I be part of this, how can I help, that's how you can help. There's a link below this video in the description of how you can get started and become part of the team. Alright, today I'm just going to do a day in the life video. I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat for the day, how it comes out to about 1,400 calories and about 120 grams of protein. And I'm going to show you some exercise that I'm doing too. I'm going to do just a shoulder arms day that I would normally do at the gym. I'm going to do it here for you. You can see what I'm doing in my gym, how my home gym is set up. It's just a bedroom we don't use that we've converted to a gym like back in 2020, and that's what we use. So that's what we're doing. I can't wait to show you the food. It's really good. Let's get started. Our chocolate protein waffles come in at 381 calories, 30 grams of protein, and 10 grams of fat. It's an amazing chocolatey way to start your day if you're a chocoholic, which I am. Let's get started. We're starting the day off with our chocolate protein waffles. I know, chocolate, what a surprise. We're going to start by processing our dry ingredients. We're going to begin with 1/2 a cup of rolled oats. After that, we're putting in 1 scoop of Earth Chim protein powder. I like using the Earth Chim powder because it doesn't have that grainy texture to it. It blends really nice, and it works well in recipes that you cook with. You can use my link in the description below to get 10% off your next purchase, and if you spend over $45, you get free shipping. Next, we're going to pop in 1 tablespoon of cacao powder. Oops, or maybe a little less. Then we've got about a teaspoon of ground flax meal. I'm going to put in just a dash of salt. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I'm just going to add the cover right on the top here. And I'm going to pulse this a few times just to get it combined. And then my final ingredient is 1 cup of plant milk. I'm using the Silk Touch of Almond Cashew Milk. I'm going to put the cover back on and I'm going to process this until a batter forms. Now it looks a little thin right now, but I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes and it will thicken up nicely. The batter should thicken up in just a few minutes, which is happening here. If it's not thick enough, you can absolutely add a little bit of wheat flour to it. Otherwise, if it's too thick, you can thin it out a little bit by adding some more milk. But I think it's just what we need. So I think we're ready to go with this. We can start making our waffles. All right, here we have the world's smallest little waffle maker. I don't know what happened to my waffle maker, but I've got this mini one. This recipe makes 1 normal size waffle. We'll see how many mini ones we can get out of here. I'm just gonna pour some of this in here. And let's see what happens. And I'm gonna let that cook on the mini waffle maker for about 4 minutes, then flip it. On the regular waffle maker, it's about 6 minutes. But I'm gonna check this one after 4. All right, it's been 4 minutes. I'm gonna lift this up and see how we're doing. All right, it's looking pretty good. Perfect. Just gonna make the other ones and keep on going. All right, the camera died on me, but here's where we are. We've got the waffles on the plate. I put some bananas on top just to kind of give it some color. And then I've taken some PB2 peanut butter powder and I've just kind of drizzled it all over. The PB2 peanut butter powder is loaded with protein. I've used 3 tablespoons of that to cover this. And you want to make sure you use all of that. That's part of the protein in the recipe. And then this is not in the recipe, but you can sprinkle a few chocolate chips on the plate just for color and for Instagram. And there you have it. A beautiful chocolate waffle plate with peanut butter topping. So delicious, I'm starving. I can't wait to dig into this. Breakfast is served. Our Eat Meaty Cutlet Sammy comes in at 320 calories, 32 grams of protein, and 8 grams of fat. It's a fun way to use those Eat Meaty cutlets for a traditional type sandwich. Let's start cooking. For lunch today, I'm making a sandwich. I'm gonna have one of these Eat Meaty mushroom root classic cutlets. This is made of mycelium, it's animal free, it's made of the mushroom root, and the macros are amazing. For 110 calories, one of these cutlets, it's 17 grams of protein. You can have 2 of these and still be in a really great macro-friendly meal. So you can see this is a nice sized cutlet, and I'm just gonna make a sandwich out of this. So here's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna turn on my heat to medium heat, and these are not seasoned, so I'm gonna throw it in here, and I'm just gonna give it just a splash of spray oil. And I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on it, a little bit of pepper, and then I'm just gonna let it cook. I'll flip it and salt and pepper the other side. Now you know I don't like mushrooms, but this is really good. All right, I'm just gonna move this around. Ooh, a little too much. Pop that over there, and we get this little spray right here. I'm gonna turn down the heat because apparently it's a little too hot. Because it should not be brown like that. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna flip it again over here. You just wanna keep cooking and flipping it every few minutes so you've cooked it for about 12 minutes. After that, it's ready to serve. All right, that's about done right there. I lost a piece right there. All right, I'm gonna pop this off onto a plate and we're gonna start making our sandwich. For the bread for the sandwich, I'm using this Oro wheat keto seeded bread. I don't know, it's a protein bread. It's got 5 grams of protein per slice. I'm gonna have 2 slices, so that's 10 grams of protein. And it's only 50 calories per slice, so 100 calories for the 2 slices. So that's what I'm gonna have here. And I did throw in the toaster. So these are toasted, right? Looks just like white wheat bread. And then I'm gonna throw some of this Noble Made mustard barbecue sauce. It's only 15 calories for 2 tablespoons, so that's a great deal. If you have extra calories to spend, you can totally put mayonnaise on here because that would be really good. But I'm not gonna spend 100 calories on mayonnaise with 0 protein in it, because that's what's gonna happen. All right, so I'm just spreading a little bit on each side here. And then I'm getting my patty right here, and look how nice and thick that looks. That looks amazing. Now I'm putting some slices of tomato here. Don't those look good? And now I'm adding a slice of lettuce here. So I'm gonna pop that on here. And there's my sandwich right there. I mean, look how good that looks. Look how thick that sandwich is. That's gonna be amazing. Holy smoke. And then I'm also tossing on one of my protein cookies right here, my double chocolate chip protein cookies. Lex and I made these in a video a while ago. There's a link right on top of this video here where you can see how we did that. And there you have it, a nice little lunch. The whole thing is 340 calories and 32 grams of protein. These mushroom sandwiches are absolutely delicious. I'm gonna give this a bite here because I'm starving. Oh yeah, look at that. That is absolutely delicious. Look how thick that is. Holy smoke. They don't taste anything like mushrooms. This is amazing. All right, I got to eat this because I'm hungry. We'll see you at dinner. All right, today I'm going to show you my workout, but I'm going to start by showing you my home gym. This is just an extra bedroom. We have a 4-bedroom home. We bought it years ago, and there's only 2 bedrooms being used. So the other 2, one's a small little theater room, and the other one's the home gym. And here's the home gym. You can see it's very modest, maybe 10 by 10 if it's that big. And you can start out by, I've got this mirror on the wall here, which I got online on Amazon. And then on the left, I got all my bands and all that stuff. And then down here, I've got an exercise ball, which I'll show you how I use later. And I've got a few dumbbells I've bought, like there's some over here. And then I've got this kind of captain's chair thing. I can do a bunch of stuff on here. On the very top, I can hang and do chin-ups or pull-ups. That's not happening. I could do dips, which I do with these bars right here in the middle. I can also do the thing where you sit and you pull your legs up. That's the captain's chair. And on the very bottom, I've got handles to do pull-ups. And I also use this to put straps on and do band stuff. This thing on the floor, Tim stands on it and shakes, and he thinks it shakes his weight off. Bless his heart. And then I've got other stuff here, more dumbbells here and kettlebells and other stuff and hand things for push-ups. And in those boxes, there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know what's in there. You can see my suspension things hanging. I've got a TV if we want to watch, it's just a video. And then here, these posters, like this is a whole dumbbell workout poster. Everything you ever want to do with dumbbells for your body. And up here, this one's for resistance band, all the exercises for resistance band training, and then that's for suspension band. And then over here, I've got 5 other ones for 5 different things. So I got those online too, and I love those because I can do a whole workout with all that stuff. All right, I'm going to start by stretching because I do have an injury and it is good to stretch. So I'm just doing some shoulder stretches for my rotator cuff, some anterior, posterior, or interior, exterior. I'm not sure what they're called, but they have me do this in therapy. So it's the inside and the outside on both sides. I just do it on each side. I turn around and do the other side. So that's what I'm doing here is the second side. I'm doing the one side here on the left side, and then I'll switch to the other hand and I'll do the right side, and that's what I'm doing. So that's my first warm up. I usually do 3 or 4. This one here, this pole, I move it around in my back and move it back front again. And I just keep my arms straight. And again, these are all like rotator cuff, like shoulder exercises for warm up. So I don't, so when I engage my shoulders, it's very light. And then I flip it around, trying to keep my arms straight, not doing a good job there, to work out each one of my shoulders, each rotator cuff in each shoulder. So I'll flip it back and do the other side. And all of these things are 3 sets of 10. I'm just showing you the one set here because we ain't have all day. It's a video. And then I've got these kind of upper body pulls with my suspension cables here. And I do 3 sets of 10 of these. And these are like my face pulls, right? All right, and now I'm getting started with the workout. So here I'm doing shoulder press. And these are 35-pound dumbbells. I'm working light because I do have a shoulder injury. So I'm just doing my 3 sets of, on the actual weights, I do 3 sets of 20. And after the shoulder press, I start triple setting the other exercises. I'm working shoulders and my arms today. So shoulders, biceps, and triceps. So I'm doing a press, the shoulder exercises. Then I'm doing a shoulder, bicep, tricep, a shoulder, bicep, tricep right after that. So here I'm doing side raises. So I'm getting those on. And then a little intimidation here. And now I'm doing some hammer curls for biceps. So I did a shoulder, a bicep. So I'm just pumping these out. And then I'm going to go to a tricep. I'm going to do a behind the neck dumbbell here. And I got that right off the poster. There are some times when I look at myself and go, oh man, I've lost a lot of weight. I'm looking muscular. I'm looking good, right? And we'll go into that in a minute. So here I'm doing my neck shoulder exercise. I'm working my delts with these resistance bands. That works out pretty well. Then I'm back to biceps with doing alternating bicep curls. And here we go with this. Then after this, I'm going to switch to another tricep exercise. So I'm going to be doing tricep kickbacks, where you just kind of bend over and keep your arm straight, and you just extend your tricep. I'm going to do on one side and then do the other. And again, I'm going to do 4 sets there, depending on the weight, either 10, 12, 15. And then I end every exercise session off with a little ab work. So here I'm wearing the same shirt, the same section, and I see my stomach, and I'm like, a tank top on YouTube? What the hell was I thinking? Cover yourself up. You're so fat. So, like, really, lighting is everything, and position is everything. All right, so that's kind of the end of my exercise. So I'm ready to be done here. Here I'm checking myself out, see if any of this is doing anything. There are times when I look really good, and there are other times when I just look fat. It's a battle. All right. Let's go get a protein shake. All right, workout over. I'm going to do a protein shake as my post-workout. And I've just got the Beast blender with a bunch of ice in it. So I'm going to start off with that. And then I'm going to add in 2 cups of this Silk cashew milk. It's touch of almond. It's only 25 calories for a cup. A cup is 240 milliliters. I'm using a scale. If you're not using a scale and you're trying to lose weight, you're wasting your time. You really have to use a scale. And again, if you're not using the metric system, you're wasting your time. So I'm going to put in 240 milliliters. I know in the US we're not taught the metric system. Actually, I'm going to put in 240 milliliters times 2, so 480. I know in the US we're taught to not use the metric system, and if we have to use it, it's an inconvenience, but that's what you have to do. Nothing's more precise than grams. Milliliters, liters, those are precise. All right, so I'm going to put in 240, 480. And it fills up pretty fast right there. All right, so I've got 480 milliliters, or 2 cups of cashew milk. Again, normally I'd only put in 1, but it's 25 calories. So that whole thing is 50 calories, which is amazing. I'm going to put in a banana also, because I absolutely love bananas. I know Dr. Greger or whoever said that bananas and smoothies just undo the effects of the... I don't care. I love bananas. I'm having them in my smoothie. I don't care if I drop dead after this or I get no gain. I'm still using it. All right, and then I'm putting in 1.5 servings, so 3 scoops of protein powder for this meal, because I need to hit my macros. And I'm also going to put in 2 tablespoons of PB Fit chocolate. This is the chocolate version of their peanut butter powder. I know everything's chocolate. That's just, that's how I do it. All right, so I'm putting in 2 tablespoons. 1, we got to get that down there. 2, and that should be it. Let's see if I can get the top on here without spilling anything over. All right, I'm just going to throw this on the blender, get it blended, and we'll pour it into a glass. All right, this thing is nice and blended. Let's pour it in. Oh yeah. Look at that. Woo! Yeah, baby. I love that these Beast blenders pour exactly into whatever these large size mason jars are. It's the perfect amount. And then I always have these reusable straws, the reusable plastic straws, and the little top they go in. They're made by Ball, same company makes the jar, and then you just screw it on, and you walk around and drink it, and you don't have to worry about the straw coming out. Oops, there's that. Oh man, I think like chocolate just gives me like this high or something. Like I can't get enough of it. Chocolate waffles, chocolate protein shake, like I do chocolate pancakes all the time. I love chocolate. So it's probably some type of illness. I'm gonna enjoy this. We'll see you at the next meal. Our steak protein salad comes in at 305 calories, 25 grams of protein, and 4 grams of fat. It's a vegan twist on a traditional steak salad. I'm starting with my Dalstrong Mini Santoku knife. This little knife is always in my kitchen drawer, ready to go, and I absolutely love it. There's a link below this video in the description how you can get your own Dalstrong knives. I'm just going to take 2 of these heads of romaine here, and I'm going to chop the end off here. You can see that I'm doing that. And then I'm going to slice it down the middle the long way, and just take my knife and just cut it the short way until I've got just some bite-sized pieces. And that's all I'm doing here. And I'm going to go to the next one, same thing, cut the little bottom off there. And then I'm going to slice it down the middle the long way. This one's a lot bigger, of course. And I'm going to proceed to slice it the short way. And I don't want to shred it. I just want to have bite-sized pieces. And I'm just going to take, now this lettuce isn't clean, right? It's dirty. I'm just going to take it and throw it in the basket right here I have next to me. This is the salad spinner basket. So I'll just throw it right in there. And you can see right here, like this lettuce is dirty. It needs to be washed. So I'm going to take this over to the sink, spray it with some fruit and veggie cleaner, get it soaking and cleaned and spun out, and get it back here. All right, and you can see here the lettuce is nice and clean. Look how good that looks. I just washed it all off and I spun it out, and there's no more water left in the bottom. So we are good to go. Here's my lettuce. Now I'm back at it with some tomatoes, and these tomatoes are like really at the end of their life. They're wrinkled and all that. Like we got to use them now. I'm going to use my Dalstrong Gladiator Series serrated knife here. This is the vegetable knife. You can see this one's got a nice serrated edge on it. And the serrated edge for tomatoes is perfect. So I'm just going to cut off the end here, and then I'm just going to kind of, oh, that's squishy. Let me get the ends all cut off. And I don't like the inside of tomatoes. I only like the skin, the wall of them. So I'm going to cut these here. And let's see if I can get the pieces out. It's a lot of work, actually. So there we go. And I'm going to cut these into small pieces. I kind of just like to clean them out when I can and just move it over here like this. I don't know. I like to devein them. So there you go. And that's what I'm doing for these tomatoes right here until they're all cut up. These tomatoes are so old, they're literally growing. They're seeding here. Okay, I'm going to use them anyway. Let's hope they don't start sprouting in my stomach. All right, and that's my tomatoes right there. So those are ready to go. And I'm going to get those right into a little prep bowl here so I can move on with my life. And then I absolutely love red onions on a salad. This onion also is like at the end of its life. So I'm going to use this up, which is one of the reasons I'm making this tonight, just to get rid of all this stuff. All right, let's see what we got here. All righty. Man, that is filthy. Look how dirty my hands are from handling that onion. I'm going to have to wash these onions after I peel them, which I don't think I've ever done before. All right, well, that's what we're doing. Let me get rid of this. All right, now we have 2 very nice and clean onions. And just to making a salad out of this, I don't want to dice them. I just want to make kind of thin slices, that's all. So back to my mini Santoku knife, just for some really thin slices. And you can just see right here, look how thin those slices are. I mean, those are really pretty. Those are going to be great on the salad. Look at that. Very nice. All right, I'm going to get to chopping on this. All right, onions are ready to go. Oh, they smell delicious. I can't wait to eat these. Let's make the dressing. I'm going to start by using this PB2 cashew powder. So it's a lot less fat and calories than actually cashew. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of the powder. After that, I'm putting in 1 tablespoon of water. Then we're putting in 1/4 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. There we are. Next, it's a 1/4 teaspoon lemon juice. All my lemons are frozen in cubes. I just thaw them out in the microwave when I'm ready. After that, it's 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. And I've tried using like imitation maple syrup for this, for lower calories, like low sweetener stuff, and it does not work. It tastes horrible. Now we need to add a little bit more water to this, so I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons, and if it needs more than that, then I'll put it in. But I don't want it to be too thin. So I'm going to add 1, 2, and I'm going to start by blending that up, and then we can add our herbs. So this is going right to the Vitamix, and let's get that blended. Now this dressing does thicken up a lot when it's in the fridge, so it'll be a little thin at first, but that's okay. At this point, I'm going to transfer it to a little prep bowl because it'll be easier for me to mix in the herbs, because this thing has ridges in it right here, and that's hard for me to whisk around or mix around. Now I'm going to grab my little whisk here, and what I'm going to do next is throw in some chives and some dill. I'm going to start by putting in a whole teaspoon of chives, maybe a little more, and I didn't blend these because then it would have like obliterated the chive and you wouldn't have even seen them in there, so that wasn't something I wanted to do. And then the dill, you can make that up to you. I like dill, so I'm going to put in a whole teaspoon of dill also. And then I'm going to take my whisk here and just kind of whisk it together to get it all combined. And you can see that it is kind of thickening up already. So the longer this sits, the thicker it gets. All right, that's looking really good. All right, now that I've got my chives and dill in here, I'm just gonna give it one last whisk, and then I'm gonna take this and throw it in the fridge and let it sit for about 30 minutes. For the steak part of this steak salad, I'm using this Eat Meaty classic steak made from the mycelium, the mushroom root. These products are amazing. This steak is 17 grams of protein, it's got 8 grams of fiber, and it comes in at 120 calories. Like, that's really low. So I just cooked it for the manufacturer's instructions, 22 minutes, flipping it every 2 minutes, and it literally is made of mushroom. There's no animal product in it. All right, so I did let this cool for, I don't know, an hour. So I'm just gonna cut it here and make strips out of it that you would normally see like on a steak salad. And I'm just gonna slice it up here until I get all my steak cut up into, nice slices for the salad, so I can just add it to my salad. And there you have it, a nicely sliced up steak. Now it's time to build my salad, so let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna start with my lettuce here. I'm gonna put in about 2 cups of lettuce right here, maybe 3. I'm gonna pop that in there. Oh, that looks fantastic. Then I've got some of my tomatoes I'm just gonna sprinkle in here. That looks good. And then some of these beautiful freshly sliced onions. These are nice and thin and absolutely gorgeous. I just love fresh onions on a salad, fresh red onions. I don't like fresh white or yellow onions, but fresh red onions I love. If they're yellow or white, I have to have them cooked. But these, I like them raw. And then after that, I'm gonna lay my steak on here. I'm just gonna slide that right on the top there. After that, I'm going to take my dressing and I'm just going to use the whole thing on here. And it looks good. And then I like to put fresh ground pepper on my salads. You can't have too much pepper. And there you have it, a beautiful steak salad. You could literally put 2 of these steaks on this salad and still be well within your calories and get twice as much protein. This meal is so flexible. You could totally add sunflower seeds or other seeds and toppings to this and make it your own, but for the calories I've given you, this is what we got. All right, I'm starving. It's time to eat. All right, so here's Cronometer. It's right on the screen here. You can see all the food that I ate, and you can see my macros here. I'm under my 1,400 calories, and I met my 120 grams of protein, so that's good. So it looks like a complete day to me. Remember, if you're doing this with me, if you're on Cronometer and you're making any of these recipes, I'm sharing my recipes on Cronometer, so not so you can get the recipes from Cronometer, because that's not what it's for, but so if you put it in your Cronometer, you don't have to put in like a half a cup of oats. So you just do Joey Troxel protein waffles, and they'll go right into your Cronometer, and the macros will be there. So if you're not working with me on Cronometer, if you have Cronometer, paid version, you can just send me a friend request. It's plant-based dads. If you have the free version, you can email me at plantbaseddads@gmail.com and ask me to add you, and you'll have to give me your email address, your user, and Cronometer. Then I'll add you as a friend, because I can add anyone, but if you're in the free version, you can't add anyone, but I can add you, and then you'll be able to do that. So that's just something I offer. All right, that's our video for today. Hit that like button, show us some love. Click on the subscribe button, click the bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. And leave a comment below. Are you doing home gym? Are you doing gym? I have a trainer, and I need that because otherwise I wouldn't show up. But I do have the home gym if I can't get there. Like, I'm here, so it works out good. Also, you want summer vacation? I gotta go back to work in 14 days. It's getting close. They did just populate our system that shows all the students, and I just saw all the freshmen for the first time, so I'm really excited. This is the way I get when I see the students for the first time populate, the freshmen, their first time in high school. I'm gonna be their first teacher. It's very, very exciting, so I am excited about that. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.